Okay, hello everyone. I hope that this is actually working. So, as you might have seen from the title of this post on Patreon, I am here to give you a little bit of information, and I'm quite aware that there's some delay from this stream starting to the post on Patreon actually published, because for some reason Patreon needed me to plan this whole thing at least 5 minutes in the future. I have no idea why, but that's just how it is. Also, I have found a way to return to this old live streaming tool of Google's, which actually lets me share my screen. So I will be able to show you some proof of what I'm going to say. So, come on, I'll just share my entire screen here. Share. I don't care you guys seeing my screen. Just going a little bit haywire there. And closing that. So, the thing is, I will not be able to produce content in the near future. And the reason for that is on the 19th last month, I had a little bit of a situation at work. There is a patient on another ward. I, as you know, am not allowed to disclose information, but the situation that happened was that that person went to the bathtub alone and couldn't get out on his own anymore. So the nurses on duty down there, they called me and were like, "Hey, Hauke, can you come downstairs and help us get him out, because we can't get him out." So I went downstairs and looked up. I'm like, okay, you have a bathtub lifter, which is basically a little bit of a crane with a seat on it, where the person that has to get in and out of a bathtub sits down on. You move the little crane over, lower it down, the person can take a bath, and then afterwards you can lift him back out. However, that thing was apparently non-functional. It didn't work. So my coworkers, they were struggling with getting that person out of the tub, especially since that particular patient did not cooperate. I mean, he wanted to get out of the tub, but he was totally unwilling to put any kind of effort into achieving that goal. So what happened then was that they called me and I helped them get him out. However, during that process, he deliberately let himself sag down. Like he was almost standing. Like I had him from behind under the arms and was helping him stand so he could move his backside onto the rim of the tub. And he did that. But when I then lifted him up again so he could put his feet out, he deliberately let himself sag down. Like, nope, I'm not going to help you. And as you may or may not know, depending on how long you are subscribed to me on YouTube, I did have a surgery on my shoulder in 2015, which resulted in me getting a screw into my shoulder. This has not caused me any major issues so far, but this happening let's just get to the point here. As you might be able to see in the X-ray pictures that I have here, those are X-rays of my shoulder. And in 2 layers, basically. Let's see if you can actually see those. Yes, you can. So I'll show you here. That's the screw. And that's my shoulder joint here. And this screw was basically holding everything in place, like the soft parts, you know, because there is a layer here in the joint that's keeping the actual bone here from connecting to the bone here. And this little screw here keeps that in place. At least that's how it has been explained to me. And due to that, sorry, but I really don't like that person since the happenings, due to that asshole having that attitude with, hey, I'm not going to help you. You want to help me, but I'm not willing to put any kind of work into it. Because he's one of those patients, he's like, you know what? I'm paying you to do this. Due to that, as you can see here, if I zoom in a little further, the screw has, you see here the slightly darker parts. It has wiggled a little bit in the bone and it has come out a bit. And that, my dear patrons, and maybe later other viewers, I do not know if I will release this to the public, is the issue. As you can see here on this one, there, part of the screw is now protruding into the joint itself, causing this part here to rub against the screw when I'm moving. When I'm moving, and especially if I put strain on that arm. It hurts quite badly. Actually, if you look here on the marked part here, you might see that the head of the joint is already slightly scraped off. You see that it's irregular here, and that it's very likely because this screw has been scraping on it. It is less visible here, because this is from the front. This is a picture they made from a 75-degree angle. But you can see it here the best. But I can tell you right now, here you can see that it's actually, like, even when the arm is resting, that the screw is very close to the head of the joint. I'm on painkillers right now. I have them here. I will show you in a bit. And I also have stomach protectors, which basically keep me from having my own acidic juices dissolve my stomach, because that is a side effect of many painkillers, especially of the ones that I've been prescribed. Ibuprofen in a 600 milligram dosage 3 times a day, which is an insane dosage, but even that doesn't really help me. The night from Friday to Saturday last week, I could barely sleep. I slept when it came around to it, tops maybe like 30 minutes. Tonight I had about 4 hours of sleep, but that was only with chemical aid. So yeah, I'm doing this stream and show you these pictures so that you actually see that I'm not trying to bullshit you here. Okay? This here is my fucking shoulder. You even see the muscles here. And this is, by the way, the first time I myself look at those pictures because I just got them today. But I had them made last week, but they didn't get me the results until yesterday. And then yesterday I called a surgeon and was like, dude, I need an appointment for surgery and all that. And they were like, yeah, we don't have anything free until next week. So basically now I still have to live with this for another week. And even then it's just a preliminary talk with the surgeon. It's not the surgery yet. The surgery will be after that. The reason I will be unable to produce content for the foreseeable future is, I mean, I can already tell you that for the next 3 weeks, I'll be busy. Okay? I have something prepared for you guys, like the parts that are released today. I will try to edit that tomorrow. The big problem with that is that I use hotkeys for a lot of what I do when I edit. So my right hand is on the mouse, doing like the marking of the audio and stuff, while my left hand is doing the hotkeys on my keyboard. This here being my left shoulder, I cannot do that right now. Sure, I could use a mouse to apply the effects, but have you any idea how long that takes and how long I have to search for set effects? Because I usually never use the mouse anymore for that. Yeah. It's sucky. It's really, really sucky. Also, my room looks like a mess because of me not really being able to use my arm, which is another thing. Let's see if anyone... No, I apparently have no viewers. So I'm basically talking to myself, but I hope that some of you will at least watch this live stream after the fact. So, for at least the next 3 weeks, I have to say sorry, but I will not be able to do anything. Then I should have had my surgery, and we'll see what happens after that. The biggest problem for me right now is, yes, I am very worried about Patreon and my content and all that. I mean, I have enough content prepared. Let's just it's this drive, dramatic readings, there. All of the Twilight Enigma is currently being released weekly on BitChute. And you guys already got the Skylar pseudonym. And I have Homelands here in my edit folder, which you will get parts of when I'm able to. But why the fudge is this on here? But quite honestly, I don't know what's going to happen from now on. It's going to be a rough time because I've went through this kind of surgery before, as I told you, when I got the screw in. And it basically meant that for about half a year, I couldn't correctly use my arm. However, that doesn't mean, please don't think that it means that I will not produce content for half a year. That's not true at all. What will happen is once I have the surgery and I can move my arm, okay, I don't necessarily have to use it, just use it. Okay, so that I pick it up with my right hand, put it on the keyboard, and, you know, press the buttons without my shoulder hurting like a bitch. Then I can at the very least, start recording again, which will be awesome. Because right now I can't even really play games. Like, look at my desktop. I have so many games I want to play. One of them being Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor. Or Middle-earth: Shadow of War. Or, yeah, well, Fallout Shelter, not so much. Fallout 4, I started a new playthrough and will likely start another new playthrough because I just want to go and not go with the Minutemen for once. Because seriously, Preston is going on my nerves. Then I have Dragon Ball FighterZ, which I got a good deal for, but I must say the game really sucks, in my opinion. I was more expecting something like in the veins of Dragon Ball, or like your Dragon Ball Xenoverse or Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, which I like. So I do have some issues with the second game, but I still like them. Or Sims 4, where I'm simulating a household with me and my girlfriend. Or Dying Light, which released new DLC content, new free DLC content that I kind of want to play through. But I can't do that right now because any game, even World of Warcraft, yes, I do play World of Warcraft from time to time. Not a lot, but sometimes. Because I like to get lost in the world of Azeroth. From time to time. So, yeah, that's the current state of affairs. I cannot do much. Even, as I said, even WoW I can't really play. Let me just stop streaming my screen so that I can actually open this again. Yeah, I still have 0 views. Let me check Patreon if it is actually posted, because if not, I will do this as a separate post. Yes, it is actually posted, but apparently no one is coming to watch. Okay. So I'll show you here on camera. I have actually downloaded Joy2Key and have mapped a lot of stuff to my controller here. Like movement and shit in World of Warcraft. Believe me, it does kind of work, but it's not perfect. So I wouldn't be confident running a raid with it or something. But it's at least as much that I can like walk around a bit, quest a little, you know. But that has the controller, like I'm leaning back like this and having the arm resting on my stomach. You can't see that right now. I should. There. Have the arm rest here. Have the controller here. Like, let's show you like this. Because if I have to extend my arm towards my keyboard, that's when it hurts. That's what I can't do right now. So I'm right now as a one-armed bandit because it's only one arm that I can do. One arm that I can use. Sucks. I can tell you that much. But yeah, I guess I will release this publicly because I think everyone should know. Because the thing is, I do not know, I haven't tested it yet, if I can actually use BitChute on my phone. I know there's no app for it, but it would be very interesting to know. Oh, you so see that, like, I'm trying to sit straight, but you see that this shoulder is higher than this shoulder. Also, you might see that I'm not using my Yeti anymore. It's no longer alive. There's the mic I'm using right now. It's a Blue Snowball. But oh, by the way, let me know what you think about the quality of this mic. I personally like it. And if you hear a little bit of in the background, that's because I've got my window open. But yeah. I'm not at my best right now. But while I'm at it, I will end this in a few seconds because there's no one watching anyway. I was trying to do this as a live stream so you guys would have more possibility to ask me questions, but let me just show you something. Come on. My Yu-Gi-Oh cards that I used back in the day. Like my favorites. Okay, apparently I thought I had disconnected my camera there for a second. But yeah, there's other stuff on this wall. As well as over there, you see a lot of geeky posters and pictures and stuff. As well as over my bed, there is another geeky picture. Yeah, if you wonder why my room is so cluttered, it's simply because I don't have... I basically have to put 30 years of life into one room, which isn't easy. Anyhow, I hope this was informative for you guys. And that you understand. I'm really not trying to rip you off or anything. I showed you the proof, I showed you the pictures. Believe me, I would be much, much happier if I could work, because I've been off work for over a week now. Mostly high on painkillers, which is just the state of you're sitting there and you don't really know what to do. You don't have any drive to do anything. So yeah, I'll likely just make this public so that people can see it. And yeah, I know it sucks. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. But believe me, I'd be happier if it was different. VisualPony signing off.